Bum 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 bum. The Peter Dislike Show. Bum 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 bum. I want to talk about some thoughts I have regarding quiet quitting, the movement in general, and how we think about the concept of work. And this is a very sore topic of mine because I work a little differently than a lot of my peers, and sometimes for a better quality of work, I get burned because of how differently I work. So I I work at a tutoring center, and I really get along with students who can be at the same wavelength as I can. And so the students who come in during Christmas break, who come in during spring break, they're there to study. They're not there to cause trouble. I can't deal with troublemakers. Fortunately, I have a lot of wonderful colleagues who deal with those troublemakers. I deal with kids who are studying 3, 4 grade levels ahead of them. And, or at the very least, they're motivated to study, even if they're behind their grade level. And so I worked during the Christmas week, and I had quite a few wonderful stories that stick out. I'm going to talk about a few of them here. I had one student, I'll call him Richard because he reminds me a little bit of Richard Hatch from Survivor 1. Very cocky, and he's a grade or two ahead of his studies, but sometimes his cockiness gets the better of him. He blows off homework until the last minute and then runs into trouble. And during COVID, he got too comfortable with sitting at home and has trouble motivating himself inside the classroom. And he came during the Christmas week and got him all caught up with everything. And we had a wonderful Christmas week together. Okay, and then I have two girls. One of them is studying a year or two behind her grade level. The other one is way ahead of her grade level. I'll talk about the one behind first. I'll call her Carrie, for Carrie Underwood. She has difficulty staying on task. She jumps from subject to subject to subject to subject, and when it's really busy at the tutoring center, that drives everybody insane. It's not even just about distracting herself anymore. And during the Christmas break, I had an hour or actually 2 sessions where I only had her, and I allowed her to do that because that's how she gets her work done. And I got her through quite a few difficult subjects that she was having difficulty pushing through in the weeks before. And then I had another student, I'll call her Mary Curry. She was studying, she's in 9th grade, but doing college level math. And she liked me so much that she and her family were going to go home and to a foreign country, and they canceled it to stay with me. And so that gave me a nice warm fuzzy feeling. She's studying Calculus 2, if you could believe it. Now, all wonderful stories. The problem is that the Christmas hours are very sparse, and so I made half as much, and I still had to be in the Phoenix area. Now, what really hurt is that I had just really ramped up my making of the bismuth art, and I went to a couple art shows during that Christmas month, and all the money I made at the Bismuth Art Show got canceled out by the sparse hours during the Christmas week. And it's not like I didn't have to work hard, right? Those were some of the most productive sessions I had, and the commute got very wonky too, because sometimes I'd have a day where the schedule was split into 2 parts, and so for harder work I got half the pay. And my question is, why are we being paid by the hour, right? Your end product is happy students and happy parents. Your end product is not hours of my day, right? If you just wanted to buy people's hours, oh my God, how much idle time do people have in the United States, right? You're not buying my hours, you're buying my services, right? Anyways, I thought I would point that out, how crazy our system is, and maybe we should rethink about how our work is being traded in the market, basically, right? This is the Peter Dislike Show. Bum 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 bum. The Peter Dislike Show. Bum 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 bum.